Hello students, today our topic of discussion is abnormal molar mass. Abnormal molar mass. Now, as we have discussed earlier, that the colligative properties helps us to calculate the molar mass of solutes. But in some cases, the molar mass of solute determined by these methods does not agree with the normal molar masses. The accurate value of the molar masses can be obtained only if the two conditions are satisfied. So we start with this. The accurate value of molar masses are obtained under following conditions. Now, first condition is that the solution should be dilute, and the second condition, the solute must not undergo association or dissociation. Now, if a solute undergoes association or dissociation, the number of solute particles gets changed, and once the number of solute particles change, then the value of colligative property change, and the molar mass also gets changed. So we get the abnormal molar masses. So we will discuss the two conditions where we get the abnormal molar mass or the molar mass which is not in agree with the theoretical value of the molar masses. So first is the case of association of solute particles. Now it is taken place generally in non-aqueous solvents. In non-aqueous solvents, solute molecules undergoes association. Suppose n molecules of A, they associates and becomes a large molecule A, which is the combination of n simple molecules. Now the total number of molecules becomes less. The value of colligative property also becomes less, and the value of colligative property is inversely proportional to the molar mass. Then molar mass of solute becomes larger than its theoretical value. For example, acetic acid when dissolved in benzene, then it forms dimer CH3COOH. Two molecules of acetic acid, they behave as a single unit. This is due to hydrogen bonding. It can be represented as this CH3 COOH, then OCOH CH3. This is one molecule, CH3COOH, CH3COOH. This is a double bond. Now here this oxygen and this hydrogen forms hydrogen bonding. This hydrogen, this oxygen form H bonding. And due to this entire unit behaves as a single molecule. Normal molar mass of acetic acid is 60 gram per mole. Now if we calculate using the colligative property, abnormal molar mass it comes out to be 120 gram per mole. Now this is the case of association. Next we will discuss about dissociation. Dissociation takes place in electrolytes such as acids, bases and salts, where the solute particles dissociates to give ions. Solute dissociates to give ions. For example, KCl forms K positive plus Cl negative in aqueous solution. Sodium sulfate dissociates to form sodium ion and sulfate ion in aqueous solution. Now colligative properties of such solution becomes large because number of particles become less. So the molar mass becomes less than theoretical value. Value of colligative property becomes more and the molar mass becomes less. So this is the case of association and dissociation. Next we will discuss about Van't Hoff factor. Represented by small I. Now in 1886 a scientist Van't Hoff gives a factor I called as Van't Hoff factor to express the extent of association or dissociation. Now this Van't Hoff factor is defined as ratio of normal molar mass to the observed molar mass. I is equal to normal molar mass over observed molar mass. Observed molar mass, it is calculated by using colligative property. Now in case of association, observed molar mass is greater than normal molar mass. Hence I is less than 1 because observed is more and normal is small. Now in case of dissociation, observed molar mass is less than normal molar mass. So observed is less and normal is more. Then I is more than 1. So in case of association, I is less than 1, Van't Hoff factor is less than 1. In case of dissociation, I is or Van't Hoff factor is more than 1. And in case no association or dissociation of solute takes place, in that case normal molar mass is equal to observed molar mass, and then value of I is equal to 1. Now since molar mass is inversely proportional to the colligative property, so Van't Hoff factor I is equal to normal molar mass over observed molar mass. So it, in terms of colligative property, it is observed value of colligative property upon normal value of colligative property. Now inclusion of this I, Van't Hoff factor, modifies the equations for colligative property as follows. Now first is relative lowering of vapor pressure. It is given as delta P, lowering of vapor pressure, upon PA naught is equal to mole fraction of solute, we have discussed earlier. Now it includes a correction factor I. Similarly, elevation in boiling point, delta TB is equal to kBm, where K is the molar elevation constant, M is the molality. Now it includes the Van't Hoff factor I. The equation becomes delta TB is equal to I kBm. Similarly, depression in freezing point, it becomes delta TF is equal to I kFm. And fourth is osmotic pressure, pi is equal to C concentration, RT, R is universal gas constant, T is temperature. Now it includes the value I. So this I correction factor is included in the equations for the colligative properties. Now we will discuss the Van't Hoff factor. And extent of association or dissociation. So first case of dissociation, we will define degree of dissociation given by alpha. Now degree of dissociation, it is the fraction of substance that undergoes dissociation. So degree of dissociation alpha is equal to number of moles of substance dissociated upon number of moles of substance taken. Now suppose a molecule of electrolyte gives M ions after dissociation, and alpha is the degree of dissociation. Now at equilibrium, suppose number of particles or molecules left undissociated. We have started with 1 mole, ठीक है ना? We have started with 1 mole of electrolyte. We have taken 1 mole of electrolyte. Out of 1 mole, alpha moles are dissociated, and the number of moles left undissociated is equal to 1 minus alpha. We have started with 1 mole of electrolyte, alpha is dissociated, so number of undissociated is 1 minus alpha. Now number of moles of ions formed. Number of moles of ions formed is equal to M alpha. Dissociated is alpha and it forms M ions after dissociation. So number of moles of ions formed is M alpha. So total number of particles means it includes dissociated as well as undissociated. After dissociation is equal to undissociated plus dissociated, means 1 minus alpha plus alpha. Now Van Hoff factor I is observed number of moles of solute upon normal moles of solute, number of moles of solute. Now normal we have started with 1 mole, and number of moles after dissociation is 1 minus alpha plus M alpha, just we have calculated. Now simplifying this equation, I is equal to, this one is not considered, 1 minus alpha plus M alpha. I rearrange this equation, I taken to this side, I minus 1 is equal to, if I take alpha as a common in this term, alpha into M minus 1, or alpha is equal to I minus 1 upon M minus 1. So if we know the value of Van Hoff factor and number of ions formed after dissociation, we can calculate the value of alpha, that is degree of dissociation. Now if electrolyte dissociates into 2 ions like NaCl or KCl, so here the value of M is equal to 2. Substituting in this equation, alpha is equal to I minus 1 upon 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. Then alpha is equal to I minus 1. So this is the case of dissociation. Next we will discuss the association. Now in case of association, there is degree of association given by alpha. This alpha is the degree of association. It is the fraction of total number of moles that undergo association. Now degree of association alpha is equal to number of moles of substance associated upon number of moles of substance taken. Now for example, n molecules of A get associated to form a large molecule AN. Now if we start with 1 mole of substance A, solute A, and alpha is the degree of association. Now out of 1 mole, alpha moles are associated. So after association, number of moles of A left after association is 1 minus alpha, and this number of moles which associated to form this combined particle, this is equal to alpha upon n. So here the number becomes less. Now total number of moles after association, this is equal to number of moles associated upon number of moles formed. So this is equal to 1 minus alpha plus alpha upon n. This is the, we have started with 1 mole of solute. Now after association we have got this much number of solute particles. Now I is the Van't Hoff factor, that is observed number of moles of solute upon number of moles of solute assuming no association, means before association. So I is equal to number of moles before association. We have taken 1 mole of the solute and observed is 1 minus alpha plus alpha by n. We have just calculated. Now rearranging this equation, I minus 1, this one is taken to this side, is equal to alpha is taken as common, alpha into 1 minus n minus 1, and rearranging it for alpha, this degree of association, alpha is equal to I minus 1 upon n minus 1. So if we know the value of n and the Van't Hoff factor, we can calculate the value of degree of association. So this is the completion of chapter solutions. So do the assignments provided with this chapter. So we will be taking the next chapter. Thank you very much.